Congratulations to all educational psychology and higher education graduates. We now move to our graduates from teaching and learning. So first, Doctors Kendall Hartley and Jane McCarthy, student Shavna L. Degay.
Yate to all of Shauna's relatives and extended family who are here with us this evening. Shauna began her journey with Kendall and I 6 years ago, and I think as Kendall has said many times, it's been a learning experience for all of us. She's a very special person. She's a member of the Dene family of Native Americans, raised on the reservation, Navajo reservation in the Window Rock area. And her passion has always been media design and media development. And so she has a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in that field. But along the way, she developed a passion for her heritage and was very, very concerned that the children growing up, even on the reservation, knew very little about their culture and about their background, and especially about their language. The language was dying out. She tried to look at what would happen if she developed children's programming for Navajo kids to help them learn about their background, about their history, to develop some pride in who they were and their many accomplishments. And that started her on her journey with us 6 years ago. The task that she undertook had a lot of potholes along the way. The logistics of doing research in remote areas on the reservation were daunting, but she truly persevered because she really loved what she was doing. Along the way, she worked with Sesame Street, she worked with PBS, she's already produced several shows for PBS, and we're just delighted to have been with her along the way.
Yeah, so I would echo much of that. I'm actually in a bit of a unique position here where I have 3 doc students that are graduating today, and I'm somewhat prone at times to hyperbole, so I usually say this is the best student I've ever had. But I can't do that today, so we're going to adjust that a bit. So Shauna's the 3rd best student I've ever had. That's not true. Shauna's been fantastic, and as Dr. McCarthy mentioned, she already has a master's degree. In fact, it's an MFA, a Master's of Fine Arts, which if you heard me talk earlier today, that's a terminal degree in fine arts. She decided that wasn't quite enough, and she came back and did an outstanding PhD. Such a phenomenal study, and I know when I was reading her dissertation, one of the earlier versions, I was just blown away by a few things, and I had to right away cut and paste and make sure I mention these when it comes to this event right here. So really, I'm just going to read a bunch of Shauna's words because they really were extraordinary. So in the introduction here, the study originated over 20 years ago as I started to recognize how Native Americans were depicted on television. To this day, I still see that Native Americans are being underrepresented, misrepresented, and stereotyped in media. And she mentioned Sesame Street too, and I know that was something that early on Shauna was looking at as, hey, maybe this is kind of a model, but as she learned more about it and more about post-colonialism and other things, she started to really question some of the things, the approach that it was done. It was really quite a journey, and it was really tremendous to watch as how this developed. So on research, Shauna's words, she does cite a couple of people on this, but research can be seen as a continuation of colonization if done with westernized ideologies. The researcher becomes the expert and interprets who indigenous people are for their peers, once again putting indigenous people in a box to be examined. My contribution to academic research seeks to decolonize research methods and use the opportunity of research to help Native Americans gain our voice back and interpret our problems and establish answers in our own way. So in other words, Kendall, don't mess with me on this. This is how it's going to be done. I noted that. So. In conclusion, and I'm going to give her the last word here, because of course a lot of what we're talking about is development of knowledge, progress of knowledge, how to improve our world. Well, of course, what I view as knowledge and the growth of knowledge is not necessarily the same as certainly everybody in the room, but we do have a certain mindset, and I thought Shauna just did a wonderful job of addressing that in her dissertation. And again, I quote, "The process of the Navajo way of knowing is not linear. It is circular and everlasting. Each concept is associated with the 4 cardinal directions where we, as Navajo people, perceive different knowledge. Each cardinal direction affords us different aspects of Navajo philosophies so that we can live in harmony with everyone around us, including our relations, our spirituality, our physical environment, mental, emotional, and physical self. Well done.